Hey internet, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is actually going to be a full face of Dior products. This is not Dior on my face, well not 100%, but this is currently editing Celina, injecting the start of this video because for some reason when I filmed this video, probably about a month ago now, for some reason the intro was completely cut off. I was so sure I was recording, but for some reason it just completely cut off, and it only started after I had applied my foundation and my concealer. So those are the two steps that you won't see me putting in this video. Otherwise everything else is in the video. I was really tempted to just can the whole video altogether because I was like, ugh, it's a video with the intro. But yeah, you're gonna see in the next clip I'm just gonna keep rattling on about my makeup and whatever else I'm talking about, but rest assured there was an intro. I did not just start the video that way and it's gone missing, so this is the new intro. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the video and let's get on to the video. This year, like 2024, is my 40 year. I find that my skin has changed. It's much drier, so powder doesn't work as well for me anymore. I still use it occasionally just for patches, but I don't use it all over my face. So I think I'll use a different brand for powder. So yeah, so I just didn't see the need to buy a full Dior powder when I don't think I was actually going to use it very much, so I'll use a different brand. Hopefully that's okay. However, I do want to show you guys this new product that new to me, which I really love. This is the for Dior Forever Skin Contour. So it came out the same time that the stick foundation came out, but this is basically a bronze contour stick or contour stick. It comes in 4 shades. This is the lightest shade in light. I think it's light tan, medium, deep. I am obsessed with contour sticks. I use them all the time. I don't know whether it's because I feel like I'm getting older and I need to like lift everything, but it works a treat. I feel like it really lifts my face. Literally this one time I went into the office, I forgot to contour, and I had a coworker. Oh man, people at work, they just say that if you want to get comments of that are not super appropriate, I feel like work is a great place to do that. Someone said, your face looks puffier than usual. Are you okay? And I was like, oh yeah, it's because I forgot to contour. I didn't say that. I just I think it took me back that they said that to me. So I didn't know what to say. I was just like, oh, I don't know, maybe I didn't sleep well, maybe I had too much salty food so I'm more puffy. But I said, because I weigh myself every few days, just because the machine that weighs us, it's the one that Tobias is a big fitness fanatic, and so he's gotten one that tells us the weather and records your weight and your body mass, fat and muscle. So I use it too, mostly because I just want to know the weather every day, and so I weigh myself often and it's well, my weight hasn't changed, so I'm not quite sure what it was, and then I realized it's because I didn't contour. By the way, a lot of people, if you go to the Dior website, they show you just apply it directly. I don't like doing that. I like to apply it on a brush first. I feel like you get more control, but you can also build up. So it's very, you can tell, it's more subtle, I find, this way. May not be as noticeable. So if you want something more, that stands out more, I'll show you what I'm going to do next to get it to stand out a little bit more. And then I just do it under the chin here as well, just to get that chiseled jawline. But I just find it works better for me if I build it up slowly with a brush. I have more control. You don't get as many harsh lines. I think when I used to apply it directly, I feel like the lines were very harsh, and then I'd have to spend ages trying to blend it out again because it looks very obvious, whereas this way it's way more subtle. Okay, so I don't usually do my nose, but I don't usually film videos, so that might be why. Man, I have not sat down and filmed a makeup video in so long. Timing to find a time to film videos is really hard because really the only time I can film is at night. But at night I don't really feel like doing my makeup because my face and my eyes, they look tired. It's been a whole day, so I just don't look as good on video. So I need to use mornings are better for me, but who has time in the mornings? They have I have a whole family to get ready. Luckily today I'm freer because Tobias has taken Bubs out for a swimming lesson and I have about an hour to myself, so I figured I would get this video done. So I really love this. This is basically, I put a cream blush on and do my eyes and I'd be out the door. That's what I prefer. But we're filming a video, so there's a few options we can to deepen it if we really wanted to. What I would do first, I'm just going to apply a little bit of powder here just to set my under eye, and so I can apply cheeks. I'm not going to be using a cream cheek product today. Actually, Dior don't have any cream blushes, which really bums me out. You can use lipstick for cream, but I don't really want to do that. I wanted to use the product for what they're intended for, so I'm just going to go with what I have. This is, just so you know, the powder I'm using is Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Powder. I love their powder, very, very finely milled, and perfect for just like touching up. Nothing too heavy. To be fair, I love the Rimmel as well. That's one of my favorite powders, so whatever you feel like at the time. Some days I feel fancy, some days I just want drugstore. So I'm just going to powder this section because I'm going to be putting down a powder blush. And I find, just powder my nose a little so it's not too strong, too shiny. If you put powder blush over just foundation without any powder, it doesn't blend very well. It gets very streaky, so that's why I have to powder it down. So I have these. They're also very new. Like literally, that's why I said I wanted to film this video, because I bought quite a few new Dior products that I really wanted to try and show you guys. So these are the Rogue Blush Color Glow. This one is a more contour shade. You can see it's got a bit of shimmer to it, so it's not super contoury in my opinion, but I love that it's more cool tone contour. There's also this palette. I've had this one for quite a while. This is the Universal Contour palette. So there are more shades to choose from, but this is older and so less exciting for me. And I want to use the new ones, so I'm going to dip into those instead. So what I'm going to do is I'll use this powder just really lightly, because I'm not really looking to deepen my contour by too much. I actually like my contour the way it is, but I just wanted to show you guys if I wanted to deepen it, this is what I would do. So I use a brush like this, the Real Technique brush, just dab it very lightly, and then I would just pat down on top of my cream contour. Okay, I feel like this is really harsh. I'm gonna have to blend it out. But that's what I would do if I was trying to deepen it a little bit more, and I don't want to, so I'm going to just try and blend that out a little bit more so it's not so harsh, especially on this side. Although what feels harsh in person is always different on camera, as I said. Anyways, I'm going to leave it as is because it usually evens out once I put the blush on. So I'm going to take this one. I love coral blushes. Can't talk. I love coral blushes. So this one is in Dorette. I'm going to take the... Okay, so the thing about these ones is I find that the powder is actually quite hard, which means that the blush is very subtle. I've got swatches and all of this on my blog, so check out my blog posts. You can see what they all look like. I'm worried that if I try to swatch it now, it will get very washed out. But, okay, so I'm going to have to really dig in to get blush to show up on camera. In person, it's like the most beautiful, subtle blush, and you only need like a couple swipes. It's very, very subtle. You only need, like, you do need to go in with a medium hand, I would say, but it's very buildable because the formula is so harsh, and it's a very, very subtle formula. Whereas I find like a lot of other blushes, especially indie brands, like the one thing that indie brands really pride themselves in, which I love because, you know, it's suitable for that, is pigmentation, super strong pigmentation. But sometimes for me, especially if I don't have great control of my hands, super strong pigmentation is not it for me. It's just too easy to over blush myself. Okay, can you see the difference? I feel like you can, so I've gone in a few times now. It's a really, really nice flush to the cheeks. But one application is probably enough in real life if you just want that really like blushy glow that no one can really tell you're using blush. I'm just going to go in a little bit more so you can see it on camera. But yeah, I've gone into this product a few times now, and you can still see the original texture on it, so you can just tell it's a very subtle blush. So beautiful. I love that color. Okay, and then I'm going to go use the highlighter side just for my high points. The highlighter is a little bit on the glittery side, but it doesn't really show up as glittery, so it's very subtle, short of sheen. I mean, I would say this palette is just perfect for in-person subtle glow. So, perfect for me. I don't film that much, as it's evident, since I upload like hardly ever. But this is really great for real life. I did want to show you a couple other items that I'm not going to use. This is the Rosy Glow Dior. Very, very popular. I think it went through a period where it was like really hard to get. I got the ultra pink, and you'll see in a couple more videos why I got pink, even though I don't personally love pink, like bubblegum pink on me, but it's for a different video. It comes in multiple shades. It's a lot more pigmented than this one. That's the reason I use this one, because I wanted something subtle. Also, highlighter. You can get the highlighter in compacts as well. I have this one. I've also picked this up for a different video, not for this video, but it's a beautiful, beautiful highlighter as well. And so yeah, these are also other options, but I actually really like this one. So I'm using the products that I prefer, and that's kind of the whole point of the video, to show you guys if you wanted a highlighter or a blush from Dior and your tastes are similar to mine, I recommend this one. I love that it's a 2-in-1, because I'm going to wear blush. There's a good chance I'm going to wear highlighter as well. So I think my face is pretty much done. I'm going to move over to my eyes. So when I went through the Dior website, there is no eye primer. And I get it. I know a lot of people don't use eye primer now. I see a lot of beauty gurus just use their concealers as eye primer, but that's not me. I don't know. I need like a primer. So I'm just going to use my tried and true NARS smudge proof eyeshadow base. I really love that one, but it's very, I don't know. I find that it's on the pricier side. There's one that I really love, the Tarte one, but they don't use that anymore. So, well, they don't manufacture it anymore. So I am on my last bit of it, and I'm saving it for when I go to work, because that's when I really need my eyeshadow to last all day. And so I'm just going to move back to NARS. It was either NARS or Urban Decay, and I think I prefer NARS because I find that the formula is more lightweight, whereas I find that the Urban Decay primer potions are a little bit on the heavier side. So yeah, NARS it is. But one swipe is enough for both eyes for me. So this is the eyeshadow palette I'm going to be using. It is the Backstage Smoky Eye Essential. I think there's like, it comes in a variety of different shades, but this one was the most cool tone neutral, and I'm definitely a cool tone neutral person, so it suited me best. You can see I've used some of it, but not like a ton of it. So I'm going to go in with this shade as a base and hope, even though it says shimmery beige, but that's okay. I don't mind using a shimmery base either. And I'm probably just gonna hopefully end up with a pretty neutral eye, because I'm not really going out to, although if I'm not going out today, I probably could just go for a pretty smoky eye, but I may need to run some errands. Okay. I really wish that this palette had something a little bit more, like, I very much want a matte beige color, like base powder, and I sometimes wish most palettes would have that, because I usually use that as my base. But I also like this is forcing me to try different things. I'm gonna go in with this one next, just for my crease, and see how that goes. So as I do my eyeshadow, I think I'm just going to like chat as I do my eyeshadow. This will take a little bit. I don't know, like, I feel like I go through cycles where I'm like really motivated to do something. It will last like a year, and then my motivation just dies out, and then I have to move on to something else. And I find that with stickers and beauty, which is basically a beautiful fable and fables in fashion. So like, I felt like for the last year or so, I was like very active on my beautiful fable. I was posting all the time, but I also realized that I don't know if I was doing it in a sustainable way, because I was stretching myself quite a bit to get content out, and I wasn't so much enjoying making the content as I used to. And so I guess I burnt out to some degree. And then I still love making content, and I'm always into beauty because I'm always doing my makeup on the back. So I decided something easier, not easier, but like less camera facing would be blogging. So I think that's why I went back to blogging for Fables and Fashion. Also, the thing about Fables and Fashion is that if you guys have been around for a while, you know that my whole YouTube life started in the blog first, and then I went into YouTube after I was blogging for a couple years. And so Fables and Fashion, probably 10 years ago now, I think that's how long it's been around, has a ton of blog posts. I think it's like 1,500, because I used to blog 5 days a week. Makeup reviews, skincare and makeup reviews. I used to be reviewing products all the time. This was like in a time where I was like on all the PR lists, so it was very easy to blog about products, but I also was shopping like crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I was like addicted to shopping. I still am, but now I have too many life responsibilities, so I can't shop as much as I used to. I'm gonna go this one in the middle just to deepen my crease, because I don't want anything too strong today. Oh, yeah, that's alright. Yeah, but at the time when I was blogging, I was living at home. I was working in the corporate world. I still work in the corporate world. I don't know why I'm saying like as if it was a lifetime ago, but that I worked. But the industry I was in was consulting, which is much more like, to me, business suit corporate, whereas the corporate world I work in now is way more casual. So it was just a different environment, because in consulting, you're essentially trying to sell yourself because you're selling services. And so you want to look successful so that people get the impression that you obviously are very good at your job, and that's why you make so much money, and therefore that's why you look good. So I mean, I don't know if that's really how most consultants think, but that's definitely the impression I got when I was at that consulting firm. So I felt the need, like, it wasn't like it was a pressure. I actually was fine with it. I loved it being in that environment. I loved the high pressure. I loved the FIFO where you'd have to travel. I spent like ages like traveling to different states, spending the week there. So clearly didn't have kids, wasn't married, lived at home. So it was just, it was like a very, how do I say? I don't want to say irresponsible, because I wasn't like spending everything to the point where I was broke. I obviously was investing. I'm a huge advocate of investing. But it was a very carefree time. Let's go with that. It's a very carefree time in life, and that lasted quite a while. But that allowed me to shop and buy luxury handbags and do anything. By the way, I'm just taking this shade to apply under my eye. It just allowed me to really enjoy my life. And so, yeah, that's part of why I was traveling all the time as well. But now, so yeah, my whole point was that Fables and Fashion has a lot of blog posts on it. So even though I'd stopped blogging actively for probably 5 years, the traffic on that site is still pretty high. It's SEO'd really well, good authority with Google. And so I thought, it feels like such a waste just to let this blog die when I actually still really love makeup. I'm not going to be blogging 5 days a week like I used to, because I don't have the time for it. I also I'm not buying products at that same rate. I'm also not on PR lists anymore. So it's just products that I already naturally have that I'm using. But also I want to talk about other things like sunscreens and skincare. I'm in a different phase of my life. Back then I was in my 20s. Now I'm in, I guess, my 40s. I'm just 40, so I'm not like 41 or anything, but it's a totally different stage. So my skin is different, my life is different, so everything I'm going to blog about will be different. I think that's it for my eyes, by the way. I'm not going to go... Yeah, I'm going to just leave that for my eyes. I wanted to keep it simple. I don't want to like do anything too crazy. So yeah, that's why I'm spending more time blogging. So if you want, you can catch me over there. And I'm just going to try and keep that consistent for a while. And I think once I'm comfortable, I get a good schedule going, then I'll look to do other things. I wanted to do that And then this once a month, because I do the blog post like twice a week. This one once a month. Still doing stickers. I'm just not as active on the socials anymore. That doesn't mean I won't be in the future. I do intend to. I just need to like do things one step at a time and be comfortable with it. I just feel like sometimes I just want to do everything at once and then nothing happens. So that's why I'm doing it slowly. Sorry, I'm just rambling. Anyways, eyeliner. Oh gosh, I'm a bit nervous about this one. It's liquid eyeliner. Dior Show on Stage liner. I am still a gel pot person, so I use the Clinique on my daily. I use the Clinique gel pot. I prefer that. I feel like I have more control over a brush, but Dior don't have gel pots. They do have pencil liners, but I'm not a big fan of pencil liners. I feel like they're too smudgy for me, and I prefer like a cleaner wing. So I'm gonna try this on camera. Alright, not the perfect wing, but it's not bad. I'm always more shaky on camera because I know that if I don't get this shot right, I have to do the whole thing again, which is I have to take all my makeup off, so it's always a bit nerve-wracking, but it's not bad. It's a really, this is, by the way, this shade is in matte black. You can get this in like a satin matte, so it's a bit more sheen, but I actually really love the matte color. Actually, that reminds me, I need to tell my coworker about this because she was looking for a matte eyeliner. So I'll have to recommend this. I really love the matte color. It just like feels, especially because the eyeshadow has a bit of shimmer to it, so the contrast is really nice. I think it's even enough. They're not exactly identical, but close enough. I don't want to keep adding to it, potentially like doing that uneven eyeshadow eyeliner thing. I just lost my train of thought. There was something I wanted to mention and I completely forgot. Anyways, all right, mascara. So I have not used a Dior mascara in a long time. So I did pick this up, so it is clean and it's fresh. Dior Show. It's just the very traditional Dior Show in black. I have very like strong memories about this. There was a girl in uni who used this and her eyelashes were stunning. They were like beautiful, long, perfect. And I asked her what she used and she said Dior Show. So I bought it myself and it didn't work for me the same way. I don't know why. It's just maybe my eyelashes are not as great as hers, but it just did not look good. It was just very standard. So I haven't used this in years. I'm more of a Lancome Hypnose person or Maybelline Falsies. Those are the two my go-tos that I love. But I'm gonna try it for this video again. So you see, this brush is huge. It's so big. I'm not used to such big mascara brushes. I feel like my eyes are too small. So I know I could probably curl my lashes before I do this, but I actually never curl my lashes anymore. I don't find it holds the curls very well. I feel like my eyelashes straighten after a while anyway, so I'm like, what's the point? Maybe it only looks good initially for a video. That's probably why I used to do it, but I'm in a slightly more practical era right now. Okay, I'm going at this for a while. I don't know if you can tell the difference. If I do this and I look down, oh gosh, I think I smudged a little bit under my eye. I don't know if you can tell. Like, it's definitely coated my lashes, but it's not really done anything miraculous. Like, I don't feel like my lashes look distinctly better than they usually do. Just a little bit more defined. Maybe, and I do find this with mascara formulas in general, the first time you use it, it's not as good as, say, after you've had it for a few weeks. I don't know whether it's because the formula dries out a little bit and so it's like a little bit thicker, so it gives you better volume. But generally I find fresh mascaras not as good as mascaras you've had just for a little while, like a few weeks. I'm not talking about like years or anything, just like a few weeks. And honestly, my mascaras, I'm like really, like, I may keep makeup and stuff for a while, but mascara is that one thing that I think because it's so close to my eye, I'm really paranoid about. So I don't tend to have many mascaras on the go. Like sometimes I look at people's makeup collection and like, oh, these are the mascaras I'm using. There's like 20 of them. I'm like, use all of them. Like I only have like 1 or 2 open at any one time, and then when one finishes I'll open a new one because I feel like mascaras need to be fresh. Maybe that's just me. But yeah, mascaras is probably, in my entire makeup collection, it's like the thing I have the least of because I buy them when I finish them rather than like store them. Okay. It's not bad. Like you can definitely tell my lashes are more obvious now. I should have done this at the start. I always forget to do this every time I film videos, is to put on a lip balm because the lipsticks never look good unless my lips are moisturized. I actually really like this makeup look. It looks very like chic. I'm just sad I have nowhere to go. Once Bubs comes home, I'm just going to spend some time with him and then he's going to go down for his nap. And it's rainy. It's sort of like it's winter right now. I think this video goes out in end of July. I'm filming in July, so you can tell how soon this video goes out. It's like very rainy, miserable, cold weather right now in Melbourne. Okay, so I've got the last step is lip products. I have 2 because I wasn't sure which one I wanted. This one is a Rouge Dior in Desire. It's kind of a, it looks kind of matte, more nude matte shade. This one, this is a nice deep color. This is one that I probably wouldn't really use. I'd probably use the other one, but I think I like the formula of this one better. This is the Dior Dior Addict. So if you're familiar with the Dior lipstick ranges, they have like those really formal bullets. Then there's like this one that's kind of middle, and then they have these ones with the, like when you just pop them out like this. Like they just pop out like that instead of an actual lid. I much prefer these ones. These are probably my favorite because they're very moisturizing, they're shiny, they're glossy. These ones and the other ones I find are drier, they're more matte, they're very pigmented. I like a lipstick that's not too pigmented because I feel like it's always the first thing to wear, especially if you still wear masks. They just rub right off. But I'm constantly drinking, like whether it's tea or water or snacking, and so my lipstick wears off really fast. So typically I don't actually wear lipstick very often. I might do a tint occasionally, but the idea that I'm eating my lipstick, it just grosses me out, even though I've probably eaten a lot of lipstick in my day. So I'm gonna go with this one, even though it is not the color I typically go for, just because it is the formula. By the way, this smells so good. I'm not a fan of the foundation, it's floral, but this has like a really sweet, don't know, it's like a cross between vanilla and berries or something. I might be getting it all wrong because the website describes it much better. But this is so, smells so good. That might be another reason I really like it. It's actually not as deep as I thought it was going to be. I think it's because it is on the sheerer side. Let me swatch this one for you on the back of my hand just so you can see what it would have looked like. This is probably, yeah, it is, it's matte. That's probably why I wasn't so keen. Can you see? Yeah, it is a shade that I probably would have enjoyed more because it's more nude, more wearable for me, but I don't think it's shiny. So that's pretty much it. Those are all the Dior products I have to show you today. I'm just looking at my little box that I kept on the side to make sure that I went through everything, and it's empty, so I have been through everything. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If anything, I hope you found it interesting. I really had so much fun, and I'm really enjoying vlogging right now, guys. So if you want to see what I'm up to, check out fablesandfashion.com, link down below. And yeah, I am still figuring myself out online and everything. I'm really hoping that towards the end of the year and maybe next year things start to pick up. It's just life is so hectic right now, and the weather is not motivating me very much to vlog or do much video work, but I'm hoping that with the turn of summer and spring things will start to pick up. So yes, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. This is Celina reporting from my room. Back to the internet.